Hello there, guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Spit Talk podcast. My name is Jan,
My name is Aaron.
And I'm Kyle.
and what is up, people? This is
Stop beating
This
the bush. Just go.
this is
Yeah.
this is
Wow,
it,
like-
folks.
Let's
I
do
don't
it,
want to waste
Jan.
time.
What do you
I don't
want?
wanna waste time.
Are you
Give
serious?
us
Kinda like
a soft
bring
intro of
in
like 5
slowly.
minutes. Like no.
Dude, I wanted to be
saying.
like, "How's everyone's day? Everyone
No,
doing
you
good
don't.
today?" Okay,
No, I
fuck
was
you
so-
then.
I-
All
so
right, whatever.
I was surprised because I was like, because you saw the early release, right? And I was like, he's
Yeah.
so quiet. Like I'm surprised he hasn't like even said anything, like
No,
Yeah,
because
jerked or anything.
He was working so hard on the thumbnail. That's why.
fuck you, dude.
Did you crop
Anyway.
yourself on? Did you crop yourself on him?
Did you check out even the
no.
community? So those on the Discord community, they were like, or Jan was calling him out. He was like,
Oh, of course. Hey, Jan, like if you're watching right now, of course it would be an hour earlier than scheduled. That's what he says on our Discord server, which you can join, by the way. I'll add the link later to that if you want to be a part of it. No, I didn't set the time, motherfucker. That was Aaron, or someone
No, I
said
didn't set
2
the time.
p.m. Guam
I-
time, and I just went okay. Sure, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm just going with the flow. And okay, when I first watched it, because I watched it on Tuesday night, right? So like no one's watched it yet. I didn't want to say anything to anybody because I don't want to overhype it. I didn't want to like downplay it too much or just say anything in general. Like I literally just people that were asking me,
yeah.
I just went like this. I like it's like
Yeah, yeah.
it's good. Cause like, dude, I did the same thing for The Dark Knight Rises. Like I was like, that was the best fucking movie ever. Like, cause I was too high on it, and like you know, I let people down. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm not gonna do that for this one.
you
Just
should've,
like let's just see.
yeah, you should have seen Roger Kyle. He kept asking like Jan
Dude,
for
he
like,
kept
hey,
asking.
what's gonna happen here?
No, dude,
Yeah, I'm like,
Roger
what the
kept
hell?
texting right when I got out. He's like, "Hey, is it better than The Dark Knight? Like, just tell me." I was like, "I'm not gonna say anything." I was like, "No, come on. Like, is it better than The Dark Knight at least? Like, tell me." I heard it's people are reviewing it. And they're saying it's better than The Dark Knight or at least as good. I'm like, dude, I'm not saying anything. Just
Yeah,
fucking watch
Roger's
it, bro.
A pusher. But we love you, Roger. If you're listening,
I know.
if ever, you're a pusher, but we love you.
Well, we love you.
Okay.
Welcome everybody. As you could tell, this is our Spit Talk podcast review for The Batman, which just came out on. Well, they said
Thursday,
March
Thursday.
4th, but for some reason it was playing all week already. Anyways, so. Yeah, officially March 4th. And we have a comment here from Honest Game Station. Looking forward to this review. I've done my own on my channel, and I'm curious to see the differences and similarities between us two. Thanks, man. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you're still here. I don't know if you just plugged that, but we'll check your review out as well when we can. Should we just go right for it?
Go for it. We got a lot to talk about, I think.
We got a lot to talk
I
about.
just
We do.
wanna say though, congratulations to the people that sat down for the whole 3 hours.
Yeah, and did
Applause
not
to
go
all of
to
you
the
guys.
restroom.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did
yeah,
not
yeah.
go to the restroom. Yeah.
So.
Well, I've watched
Alright,
it twice
How about
already.
this? What? You would. You honestly would.
No, I have a story. I have a thing that's to talk about. Whatever. Let's go. Wait,
Okay,
go ahead.
so,
I think I cut
guess,
you off. So
I guess just kind of go off like initial like one sentence just to like get the vibe from everyone like what they think.
like you want me to? Okay.
Yeah, just kind of give a general without like you know without with like you know like let's kind of go into it slowly and kind of talk about it and
It may not be the best movie out of every Batman incarnation, but it might be the most Batman movie that we've ever got so far.
okay.
And
Okay.
There we go.
Aaron.
Yeah.
It isn't Spider-Man. I don't know.
Wow.
That was the first initial thing.
so
No,
you're-
because
you're-
why? The reason why is everyone's always like on social media is comparing it to Spider-Man. It's always that Marvel versus DC debate.
Yeah, I saw.
So
a
I don't
tweet
want
where,
it. I
like-
don't want my sentence. It's saying like don't compare it to.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that a
yeah.
negative
biggest-
thing?
No. It depends on how you see
No.
it. So
It depends how you see it. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, because I
definitely.
saw a tweet. I was like looking on Twitter and I saw a tweet, and then they're like asking like younger kids. I was like, "Hey, are you excited for the Batman?" And they're like, no, not really, because it's not Spider-Man. And it's like,
See?
like I was like, oh, that's so irritating.
See?
Well, at the
it's
same
so-
time,
Spider-
though, the thing is, like, I don't think this was ever like the way that they made this. It wasn't. It wasn't like actual. Yeah, it wasn't catered to appeal to everyone. I felt like Spider-Man's super universal. So like you could already tell, like even the kids, whatever, like I'd rather watch Spider-Man because it's literally catered to them. BW, let's go, excited for this review as well. Thank you so much for watching. And wait, so Kyle, you didn't even give your sentence yet. So
Oh yeah, so my sentence, it's a different Batman movie.
okay,
It's a different Batman movie. So
yeah,
and then now we can kind of kind of get into
Okay,
the
so
gritty,
to answer
nitty-gritty.
Jan's questions, like I get it, it doesn't cater to all audiences, but that is going to be the focal point for a general audience. Is always that comparison between Marvel and DC. So that is why I said that, just so that people know that. Yeah, don't think that I'm gonna compare it to Spider-Man because we were on that high on Spider-Man when it did come out. So I just
yeah,
want
we
to
were.
give it the same respect, or like the same respect as like, and like as a movie itself, and not just like, oh yeah, it ain't Spider-Man. Like
Yeah, I just wish like the public in general just kind of like like enjoys watching the movie and stop comparing it to like these like like
yeah, it's
mass
always
produce.
yeah.
It's like a
It's
little
always
bit
a
annoying.
battle. Like why
Yeah,
does
it's
it
always
always
a
have to be a
battle.
fight?
It's
Like, why can't we
you
just
know.
live in the same
Yeah,
cinematic, the
Yeah, like,
same
just-
cinema? I don't know.
Yeah.
For real, dude.
So-
I don't know, man. I there's a lot to talk about, but we'll try to like. I don't know who hasn't watched it yet. Or whoever's watching. There's like 4 viewers right now. For whoever that is, thank you so much. I applaud you for being here and, indulging us geeks
If you guys
here
have any
just to talk
comments,
about.
feel free.
Just feel free to chime
comment
in.
We can try to address it. Questions.
Yeah.
As we go along.
Yeah, definitely. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna try to not. Well, no, we won't try. We will not spoil it for like the first 20, maybe 15, 20 minutes, however much we can do. We won't do a thing what we did with the Eternals where we ended up spoiling it during that section. We'll try our best not to. So don't fret. Even if you haven't watched it yet, we'll actually put a banner up. If you see this right here, spoiler talk, then that means get the fuck out if you haven't watched it yet. It's 3 hours. I get it. If you don't want to watch it in theaters because it's 3 fucking hours, I get it. It's totally fine. It's up to you. Anyways, so initial thoughts then. Do you want me to go first, or do you want me
Of
to?
course, you have to go first.
Okay. Okay, fine. All right, fine. Well, I honestly thought that it was just. I was kind of like taken aback a little bit. Like, I can't believe we were getting a Batman movie in this way. Like, as soon as the first line was said by Bruce Wayne himself, and you got the vibe of where this was going, I was like, holy fuck, we're in for a fucking ride here. Like, I feel like this is going to be something special here. It's going to be a Batman that I felt like I didn't want to, I wasn't expecting it too much because they were already saying like, yeah, this might be a pretty different Batman. However, the world building, the way that Batman was portrayed, not even just Batman, like the whole, like everybody pretty much that plays a part in that universe, feels exactly like what it would feel like when I was reading the comics, or even just watching the animated series in general. Even though it's a totally different incarnation, it's a younger Batman. It's something we haven't exactly seen before in this form in movie or live action. But it was really, really interesting, and I'm just really glad that we got like say what you want. I'm not comparing Marvel or DC or anything, but DC's doing something to where they're giving these guys who are super passionate about something. Like, if you hear Matt Reeves just talk about the Batman, like, it's like you could hear him talk about it for so long because he's just so fucking passionate about it. And having his vision, his full vision, like untethered without like any studio interference or anything like that. I think the only interference that they really did do is like, hey, just keep it PG-13. Like, that's all we're asking. I mean, they made a fucking 3-hour Batman movie, for Christ's sakes. And this is the first one in the franchise, or in this trilogy or whatever. So I don't know. It's just fucking insane. And the fact that I already watched it twice wasn't due to me. Okay, I'm not, dude. No, I swear to God, we already had tickets to watch it tomorrow night, right, or tomorrow morning. So when I bought the initial tickets, I bought it on Tuesday. I bought for the fan screening, and then I bought for the Sunday morning. I was like, okay, we're watching twice this weekend. But then my girlfriend was actually the one who wanted to watch it a second time already. So we watched it Thursday night again because she wanted to watch it. So tomorrow's going to be my third time already. So I don't know if that says anything. And this is coming from it says a lot.
It says a lot.
9 hours of your life dedicated to Batman.
Yeah. It says a lot that it's
thumbs
her pushing to watch it again and not me. Because if it was me, then obviously it's like, it's kind of like, hey, you're biased, you'll watch it, whatever. But if it's someone else that's not even really into that franchise, it's like, okay, you might have something here that's catering to not just the hardcore people, but other people as well. I don't know if it's because if it's Edward Cullen or what, but like there's something about this movie that's making her want to watch it again. So, yeah. What about you guys? Yeah.
I think I can go next. Everything you pointed out, I did want to say, so I'm not like latching onto you, but it's all credits to Matt Reeves. Sometimes I forget what he directed, and it's actually one of my favorite movies, Planet of the Apes. So that trilogy was a fun ride when watching that. And with that said, I felt like the same way with Batman. The world building, like you pointed out, it just got me more curious it got very. My curiosity kept going as the film kept going. So mad props to Matt Reeves for like that this world he created with Batman and the characters too. Like the characters, like you mentioned again, it was very reminiscent to the animated series where like I felt like these were characters I know but are different. So that's what I liked, and yeah, just. Well, I'll just stop there then. Hopefully, we'll go deeper.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kyle?
So I guess a little my 2 cents. Yeah, like with what you guys kind of said, it kind of sums up feelings of like the entire movie. Yeah, giving credits to like Matt Reeves and how he built this universe, which I feel like, I honestly liked how this world was built compared to like the other one. It just felt more how do you say it, like you were more immersed into the movie. So and I kind of it's hard for me to say this, but like initially, like as soon as the like credits started rolling, I really had to like sit down there and think. I was like, do I like this movie or not?
Okay. Yeah.
So no, I had to think about a lot of things because like there was a lot of things to digest, like not just from like from a Batman perspective, but just kind of like everything in general. So I just kind of like sat there and had to like, I guess it would benefit me if I'd like watch it a second time and kind of just ingest it a little bit more. But definitely like my first reactions was just kind of like, I was like, do I like this? What do I appreciate about it? Kind of had like mixed feelings, but like towards the end, I'm just kind of like, I came to a resolution where like I did appreciate a lot of it, and how like I said with my initial reaction was it's a different Batman movie, and I feel like a lot of people had like this expectation of like, hey, it's a Batman movie, like what are we gonna see? Like comparatively to like especially like with all these Marvel movies coming out where like they're like stories. So like having this kind of different Batman movie, I felt like made me appreciate it a lot more after watching it.
Yeah. Well, to give them credit too, I mean, it's not like they came out marketing a totally different movie than what we actually saw. Like for the most part, the marketing they were telling you what we were getting. We were getting a detective story in the Batman world with this guy because he is named the world's greatest detective, and they finally dove into that aspect of the story. Like it literally harkens to a lot of like old school detective movies. Like there's some stuff that's literally taken out of Seven that I was kind of like, that's literally from Seven, but it was like in this world. It was pretty fucking cool to see, and I just like that we're getting somewhere in this point where it still feels fresh to do a superhero movie, let alone another Batman movie, to where you don't feel fatigued. I mean, there's one part that I do feel fatigued about, but I'll get to that in the spoiler section, and I'll talk about that a little later.
Yeah, I was looking at like some reviews, like after, and like you said, like I feel like there was like some inspiration from like the Zodiac Killer as well.
Oh yeah,
And
no,
how
definitely.
how they did like the whole investigation detective kind of thing. So it was definitely different. It was just kind of like, for me, it was just kind of, I really just had to like look at it that way. Just because like I really, I don't know, maybe I had like, I was expecting a little, or like I was expecting a certain direction.
Okay, yeah.
But overall, like I was still like good about it. So
Yeah, and with the trailers too, I liked how less was best in a sense, where the things we did see on the trailer were literally like just a minute long, of like the whole 3 hour movie. So like
Yeah.
I guess that the clip of the clip that's out, the one where it's the funeral scene, like that was like a taste of what you see, what happens next, and like the thing that you see next was like pretty intense, and the one after that. So like just like I liked how what you said of like how the marketing, it was kind of like, oh, they're only giving like really
they kept
snippets.
it tight. They
kept it like snippets like of things that you'll see like go into deeper thoughts, and like it'll make your curiosity, like, oh, where's this going, where's all of that, and stuff. So I really enjoyed that part and that aspect of before the movie actually started. So that was nice to see for the movie.
Right. I guess we could kind of dive into. Well, let's just start off. Not yet. I mean, we could start off with I was gonna say, what do we think about Robert Pattinson in the role so far? Because I'm really digging what he's doing here. Like, I think that there's the way that they approach it. Well, it's it's been told, they've been saying it in interviews, and it's been marketed as such, where this is a young Batman who doesn't necessarily have it all together yet. He's like on the opposite spectrum of what Ben Affleck was before Ben Affleck got fucked up to be what he was in Batman vs. Superman kind of thing. He's on the opposite spectrum of that, where he's just angry and he's just really, really blinded by rage to the point where, like, he has a nice arc here that not a lot of people talk, because people keep saying, like, I've seen reviews where they say like the third act kind of falls apart a little bit, but like I think it's like, I don't think so. Like I think
wouldn't say the third act fell apart.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
First part, I was gonna say the first one was
no, none of them.
No, none of them fell apart to me.
No, I think no, but like there was definitely a turning point in the movie. Like there was definitely a turning point where I'm just kind of like, I know where this is going. I just say that because of the first part. I was just kind of like, okay, I see where this is going, but like, where's the turn? Like, I wanted to see where the turning point was, and I felt where that turning point was really justified and really like good at putting the movie into the direction that that it was like following to begin with.
Right.
So.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I really thought like it was just consistent throughout. He was really good. Like he really did something where like he doesn't need to say anything. Like as Batman, even he barely says anything. He literally just looks at people and you know what he's thinking or saying. Like he doesn't need to say anything. And there's a lot that he does with his eyes, especially. There's a scene with, I mean, they kind of show it in the trailer where he's talking to the Riddler. And there's this thing he does with his eyes where you could tell the difference in what he's trying to do and the emotions that he's conveying. And I thought that was fucking fantastic. And like I was telling my girlfriend, I was like, did you notice like what they did in that scene? Like what they were trying to do and how he was conveying that? I was like, that was fucking sick, dude. Like and the fact that he's a super fucking damaged Bruce Wayne, where he's not even like, he's pretty much untethered to society. Like he's literally a recluse. Like he doesn't know, or like he looks irritated by the fact that people even recognize him. You know what I mean? Like he comes out and he's like, fuck, like, he doesn't like coming out because people will recognize him because he's literally the Prince of Gotham. Like even the like, I don't know, man. Like, and he was
No,
he was
but even
barely
even
yeah.
with that, like just to hop in, even with that, I mean, I wouldn't say. I'll save it. I'll save it. I don't want to, you know.
Well, I guess to
save it.
go off of what Jan was saying, like I do agree on all those parts, and just going off of just Batman, when you're watching this movie, I can say you'll get 80% Batman and 20% Bruce Wayne when you're watching this
Yeah.
movie. So
Hmm.
if you want to see just all Batman, dude, this will probably be the movie for you because I like that. The thing with his eyes, I totally agree with it. And also, like, just to add on to that, his tech was like probably the best tech I've seen in a Batman. If I'm just saying, it was
Yeah.
very
We'll get into it. We'll get into it. We'll
his
get
We
into
tech
will
was
get into
really
it, yeah.
good and like
Mhm.
very practical, and I love
Yep.
it for a year two Batman. Like, dude, I was like, dude, this is pretty like I'm prepared tech like EDC shit right there. Everyday
And
For
like
carries as
real,
a
dude.
Batman.
shout outs to just the general like vibe of what Gotham was in the movie.
Exactly. It felt
That
disgusting.
that played so well. Like it played so
I
well.
know, dude. Yeah, it really
com-
did. It felt
yeah.
like an actual place, not like it didn't feel like just Chicago or something. Like it,
Yeah,
or like
yeah.
you know how like in Batman Begins, like you could tell Gotham is a city,
like-
and
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
there's
yeah.
just this shitty part called the Narrows, and it feels like he's just watching over the Narrows for the most part.
Yeah,
Like he's not really
this
like
one like there was a lot of aspects and cinematography and just editing and everything really about the movie like really um influenced you to just kind of like absorb what's happening
yeah,
within the movies and the characters. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
I do suggest if you are watching it, make sure the projector is like a billion lumens because that shit is dark. That shit is
Yeah,
dark, dude.
it's dark at some spots. So hopefully you got a pretty good theater. I had a dude. It was gorgeous to me, honestly. And
IMAX Dolby,
yeah, this sound design. I'll get into a specific scene later in the spoiler section. But the sound design for this fucking thing is insane. Like I watched it. In IMAX even like and just this one scene I felt like the whole room was shaking. I was like, holy fuck, dude, like this is fucking insane. Like and you feel the intensity in that scene. It involves a Batmobile. I mean like and then like
Oh my god, don't even get me started on that
I
one.
guess we're going to
right-
spoilers now.
Dude.
well it's not really a spoiler. I mean it's not really a spoiler.
It was on the trailer, but like when you see it, like that one like changed the game on that one.
Dude, the introduction, right? I was like, oh
Yeah.
my god, let's fucking
I
go,
think,
dude.
I think me and Kramer said that like I guess we can still stick on the characters. Like every character introduction was nicely put in rather than like, just like here's a character. Like everything
Yeah.
like made sense. So that was pretty
Mhm.
nice to see. So when you
So,
do see
I had a
the villain and stuff, go ahead.
I have a question for you guys. I don't know if it's just me, but I felt like I'm not disputing how the music played into the movie, but I kind of felt the music was a little too much.
No, you're crazy.
No, you're crazy.
Really?
You're insane,
crazy.
dude.
No, like
You're
no, I
fucking
understand.
insane.
Like I understand the development of how the music played into the movie, but like I kept noticing it, and I just felt like
That's the best part,
I know,
dude.
I know. Yeah, so, like-
wouldn't you want to walk in a room and
No.
that's like, oh fuck.
That's your
I-
fucking
No,
theme.
I know, but like there was a lot of repeated.
come
Like,
out
I
of
was
the-
like, hey, like this scene after scene, it was kind of just like build up, and then like next scene, and then it's like, oh, it's starting again, build up, next scene, and I was like,
I don't know,
I was
man.
like, I don't know, I
thought-
was like,
Your
after-
argument.
it was a 3-hour movie, like
No,
I needed
no.
Nah, dude. I
Alright,
thought it was.
I think
Yeah.
your favorite word, pacing. The pacing was all there,
Mhm.
and it was all set where it needed to be set.
I thought it was fantastic. Like that was the next thing I was gonna mention. Like I was gonna mention
So
the fucking
in regards
music.
to the pacing, yeah, like I don't know, maybe I felt like it was a little too fast for me. But I don't know.
Dude, it's a
hours
3-hour
is
movie. 3-hour movie, bro.
Wait a minute.
I don't know. Like that was my initial. It was I don't know because I was just sitting there and I was like, okay, cool, I'm watching, and then like I started paying attention to like all the small details,
Okay. Yeah.
and then just experiencing it, and it's just kind of like, and then I started like analyzing things like, was like, how come I heard this all over again? And I was like, oh, there's like that pattern. There was like a certain pattern, which but I understood because it played a part into how the movie was supposed to be.
It's
It was
called
I
a
just couldn't get
theme,
rid of it.
Kyle.
I know, but I'm just saying, like I was always like engaged. It's not a bad thing. It's just
Okay.
I just kind of like it like offset me a little bit. At the end, maybe I
I
need to
don't know,
rewatch
man.
it and just kind of like ignore it. But for me, I just kind of felt like,
That's
man,
like
that was a lot. That was a
saying-
lot of music.
That's like saying every time Darth Vader comes in, why does the Imperial March happen? You know?
Why does it sound
No.
the same
Okay,
every
Yeah.
single
but
time?
that's saying that no. But like when Darth Vader comes in, it's like it's purposeful. But I felt like okay, no.
It's literally the same
You're
thing
missing my
here.
point. No, you're missing my point. You're missing my point. Like, let's say with the Star Wars. You're missing my point. I'm trying to describe it. Imagine them playing the Imperial March song and Darth Vader like, not like, you don't know if he's coming or not. There were like certain parts in the movie where like the same vibe happened with music.
I don't know
but,
what
like,
you're
the
watching,
build,
dude.
The build to it was like not the same. Like I understand. It's just like it felt
Okay.
repeated. Like imagine the Imperial March playing and you just see like just a bigger stormtrooper come out. Or like just think, but it's like you always expect Darth Vader or something. Or you always expect something to happen. But it's kind of like it always like there's always like a cliffhanger with like the
Okay.
music.
So
And it just it happened throughout, but I understand why. It's because of like the whole like the villain and the riddles and how the pacing is. I'm just kind of telling you like it felt for me personally. Like if you watch it again,
yeah.
So
if we're
that's
just
just me.
talking about if we're just talking about Batman theme,
Yeah.
it's just seeing Batman. Like I've
I
never.
think there's a distinction for when that theme plays. It's when Batman does shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So
I haven't.
It's just something I noticed.
I haven't caught it in like what you were saying, like when you see the villain. I haven't caught it, but like I guess.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
They have pretty distinct stuff, dude. Like that's playing. I don't know. Maybe you need to see it again.
It was.
just to-
I'm saying if the music wasn't bad, it was an overpowering
Yeah,
experience. I'm not saying like design.
it was
and
fucking
anything.
great, dude. It was fucking.
think-
I
I'm
don't
not saying
know.
it's
For
wrong.
me.
I just something I noticed.
if Star Wars can do it and Avengers can do it, Batman can
Yeah,
do it.
dude. I was literally about to
don't know,
give props. I was like,
maybe-
dude,
maybe the
Michael
Dolby was
Giacchino.
Maybe the Dolby was raised up way too a little like a knob over
I don't
in
know,
my
bro.
cinema, and I was just kind of like that's a lot.
I bet people
Could-
right now are hating on you.
Yeah, dude. Because
man.
I swear to God, I was even about to be
Yeah.
like, I think Michael Giacchino is in the conversation right now for like being
Not
very
saying
consistent.
the music is bad. I'm
Dude,
just saying.
No, we're
literally-
not.
I know we're not because he
We're not.
literally did this one. He literally just came from Spider-Man Far From or No Way Home. He fucking did Star Trek. He did Up. He did like a lot of the Pixar stuff that we know. That guy's fucking good. I was like, holy shit, this guy's really doing a lot of things right now, and he's killing it. And I was gonna say like that the Batman theme, like it sounds like like it's terrifying and stuff, but then it transitions into something super hopeful, which is the fucking theme of the actual thing. And it reminds me a lot of like Shirley Walker's the animated stuff. So I don't know, like I thought it was really good. And everyone's really good. The chemistry between everyone, like I could go into it all day, but
Oh, yeah.
we could just go into
chemistry?
we can go into the spoiler right now if you want, just so we could dive deeper a little more
You
into
guys are
what
gonna
we
hate
think.
me on this one.
Okay, well, we'll start with that. We'll go ahead. So we're gonna put up the banner here for you folks. Right here. Let's see, I'm flashing it right now. It's for
keep-
people watching. So I'm gonna keep it up.
We're gonna flash.
Right. So it's spoiler talk time, folks. And right now, I think Kyle wants to say something. So go ahead.
Okay, y'all are gonna butcher me for this. I mean, I guess. Okay, I didn't like. There's like I'm kind of nitpicking. I didn't like how stupid everyone felt around Batman. And like I get it, it's a detective like theme, but it like irked me a little bit with like the dialogue and how things were flowing. Especially so like example like Jim Gordon. Like every time they were like in a room, like Jim Gordon always felt like I was like, whoa, how did you figure that out? Or like, is that the? It's like, oh, this, and then like, Robert Pattinson would be like, yeah, like it's like, oh, like what's the riddle? Like this is the answer. It's like, how did you figure that out? And like every single interaction with all the other characters, um, like just felt like I felt like they supported. I wish they supported themselves as a character a little bit more as a side character. But with that being said, because it felt like they were stupid, a little more stupid around Batman, it helped focus the direction of what's happening inside Batman's head. Because that's what I had to like figure out like towards the end and piece everything. It's like, why was everyone so goddamn stupid while Batman was trying to figure everything out? And then like at the end, you're just like, this was what he was going through inside his head. Like, because it was a character driven plot. That was the thing. It was like it was all character driven. And for me, I just felt like I wish like there was a little bit more in regards to having the side characters like get highlighted a bit more. So butcher me all you want, but that was kind of just my take. So how do you guys?
You can answer that, Jan, if you want to. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm about to butcher you a little bit. I mean,
go ahead.
I don't know what you smoked. Were you like what time did you watch this movie? Like, I just want to know. Like, did you watch it?
I watched it at 6. I watched it at 6, and I got out. I got out at like 10.
All right, so you just got out of work, so your mind was still a little hazy.
I literally watched it last night. My thoughts are fresh right now. Like, I kept my after the movie. I was like, I need to make talking points. I'm like, oh man, they're gonna hate me for this, but I'm gonna stick to it just because it's like
I don't think like they made him dumb or they made them dumb. Like I don't know. Like I really didn't see it that way because I still felt like Gordon was still doing things the way Gordon does. And I was going to say, like, their chemistry together, they actually felt like they were working together as partners. And, even when they were, like, making mistakes, like his, like, La Rada Alada, like, did he just make a mistake? Like,
you don't
what
know
is that?
the difference between L and La?
Yeah, the stupidest thing, right? And they were like, did we just make a mistake? Like, did we get this wrong? Like, what the hell is this? Did he make a mistake too? And he's like, no, I don't think so. He never does. I don't know. I thought they were really good together. Like, they were really all working. Like, maybe the smaller, lesser cops, some of them, like they would say stupid things, but like for the most part, I think like the main people like played their part and they felt pretty true to the character. From what I gathered, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't know what you smoked that night.
I was maybe expecting a little bit more out of the side characters. Honestly, just a little bit more.
How I see it, I'm gonna sway towards like Jan's way. Like,
go ahead.
And not talking about the big characters, but the small characters. Like, you got to remember, this is a superhero, and like I guess they were like, like I guess with the evidence, like, hey, he's not supposed to be touching the evidence, like, and we're thinking as the audience, like,
those comments,
he's supposed to touch. He's supposed to touch. He's Batman. That's basically how the dialogue is saying. Is like, for me, it's just like, he's a character, and they're like, should we give it to him or should we not? Like, they're just following protocol. So like, I guess that's the stupid part. Like, they act stupider around him, but like. But I just think like he has this presence where they're not stupid, but they're just fearing him.
Cautious. Okay.
Yeah, and the thing is, no, go for it. Sorry, Aaron. Yeah, I cut you off a little bit.
Oh, and I think it's just the riddles too. So maybe that's where the stupid parts are. Like, how does he answer the riddle so fast? But I'm like, well, I've never answered a riddle in like less than a minute, so it shows how smart this guy is. So,
oh man,
exactly.
Like, we're not all Batman, so that's something you gotta like give respect to. Like, damn, this guy literally answered the riddle in less than a minute.
I am. It's like I was thinking through and it's like
it's okay.
And just think of it this way. Just no, seriously, just think of it this way, right? He's the world's greatest detective. This movie's literally trying to show that. And if you compare him to literally he's the Sherlock Holmes of the DC universe, like says some stuff that maybe makes Watson look stupid, but it doesn't mean Watson's stupid. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like it plays a part into what they actually are as characters. So it's kind of like Batman solving the riddle super fast.
I said that towards the end.
Drive? Like
I said that towards the ending of what I said. I said that towards the end. Like after the movie, I had to like piece it together and be like, okay, it makes sense why it felt they were stupid because it played into his mentality as being a detective. And I was like, okay, that's what I like swallowed like from the movie. But like my initial thoughts were just like, oh, because like I guess this is me like kind of like comparing. Like I would kind of like compare all the previous like iterations of like Jim Gordon, Catwoman, and it felt like they were a little bit more suave towards like the the whole like story. But like this one, like I said, like it's a detective movie. It's focused on Batman, so I had to just really adjust like my perspective and be like, okay, like that's why I felt this way. And then I was like, okay, you know what I mean? Like I was going through it like the same way. Like
Let's just not make this an argument.
No, I feel like we're just gonna gang up on Kyle for the most part today in the spoiler section, but
just
we'll pull back a little bit. We'll pull
Okay,
back
okay.
a little bit.
That's all
I think for me and Jan, I just don't want to call the character stupid.
Like I don't
that's
think
where
they
we're
were
trying to
stupid.
find.
I really don't think
Yeah.
they were stupid, to be honest. Like I
maybe
feel like
stupid's
Gordon
like a harder word. Let's see.
incompetent.
Ignorance? No, not incompetent. Just like ignorance. Like the ignorance of just I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know, dude.
We'll circle around that again.
We'll circle back. We'll circle back. We barely touched up. We're in spoiler now, so I guess we can kind of talk about like other characters in detail here. What do we think about like? We could start with the Batman Returns cast, Penguin and Catwoman. What do we think about them? And then I guess we'll jump off to like the main villains and whatever. But I thought those two were great. Like Colin Farrell. Holy fuck, dude. Colin
Penguin
Farrell.
was I loved Penguin's character.
Yeah.
Like,
He was on
did
another
so-
level.
yeah, it was definitely like just the way how he carried the character was like phenomenal.
Yeah, like I feel like now that I think they announced that he has a show coming up. Like I want to watch that fucking show, dude. I want to see the Penguin do the shit that he because they hinted at him being like, yeah, like I'm gonna take over now. I'm the mob boss. Like it's almost like his origin story in a way. Like he was kind of like the side guy.
You want to know where you see that? You see that in Gotham.
I was about to say.
Man,
You see
shut
that
the
in
fuck.
Gotham.
I don't care. I don't care.
But you are right. Colin Farrell did a good job with Penguin.
Just to interject real quick, I read this thing on Reddit where you know the guy in the beginning shot, the one of the bandits, the half face guy, the half face, the one they were beating up the Asians. That dude, the guy the kid that they were trying to initiate into it, they're like, oh, beat up this Asian dude.
Okay.
That kid, that guy, is the same actor from Gotham as or not from Gotham, Titans as Tim Drake.
Okay.
Yeah, and
that's cool.
I was like, whoa! I was like, interesting.
We'll talk
It
about my
probably
theories later.
it probably doesn't mean shit, but
Well, yeah. So,
Hey.
aside from like
Well,
other features,
yeah.
but yeah. So,
But
sorry,
yeah,
just-
going straight back to the track. Yeah, Catwoman. I feel like she's one of my favorite characters after watching this movie, and I'm happy
Yeah.
to see Zoe Kravitz, right? If I said her name right, shout outs
Mm-hmm.
to her. If she like, dude, like she's just going upward with like the choices she's made. Like, I remember her from Divergent, and look at her now. She's freaking Catwoman.
she was
and, like,
Divergent. What?
yeah, she was in
I
Divergent.
don't even remember her there. I remember
Dude.
her in First
Mad
Class.
Max. Oh,
oh no, yeah. I was about to say
first class. Yeah,
She was in First Class, right? She was like that angel
Yeah.
wing thing. I don't remember,
Dude.
but she was fucking great. Like I thought she was really good for what she had. Like she had a pretty good arc in this one as well. It played a lot into, like the thing is like a lot of these characters play in a lot into their own arcs. Like Riddler's like motivations play a lot into what Batman's own is and what he like. I can get into that whole thing later.
Oh, Riddler.
Um,
Riddler's just like ominous character was great. Like the whole like how
Yeah.
that was built.
Paul fucking Dano, dude. Paul, like I said, like this whole thing was just casted so well. Like someone like John Turturro as Carmine Falcone, I'll just Falcone, like
Oh, yeah,
just
yeah.
fuck around. Dude, that guy was so good. I was like, holy shit.
Dude.
Oh,
I
yeah,
felt
yeah.
he was a standout to me, to be honest. Like
yeah.
everyone was good, obviously, but he stood out to me. Like it was just the fact that it's John Turturro. Like, yo, this guy is fucking sick. Like you could tell, like he's a mob boss. And like I really bought into him as Falcone. And
I liked him too. Yeah. I've been seeing his work. I've been watching this new TV show Severance, and he's actually part of it. So
oh, he's
it's
in it too.
cool. Yeah. So it's cool to see how he plays, uh, like both characters. How would you say it? Like both characters differently. So in the Severance one, he's like a nice guy, but seeing him as like Falcone, it's like very different and stuff.
Right. BW comments here saying, calling out Kyle a little bit. Did you watch a different movie?
You're missing my point. It was more so a realization.
I don't know,
Like
dude.
like I said, I was
really.
like throughout the movie, I was irritated. I was like, why is it like this? Why is it like this? And then at the end, and I was like, I get why. And
Okay. I mean,
it fed into the fact more. With like I said, like that whole idea around it was like it helped me reinforce the direction of the movie, which like what I had to absorb it
Dude.
a little bit more. I'm
just
not bugging.
like, I don't know, man. Like I thought the music played really well. Like even the first, like I already knew like what we were in for and the vibe we were gonna get right when I heard Thursday, October 31st. I was like, yo, fuck you, let's do this shit, dude. Like I already, like once he got the narration down, I was like, okay, we're finally getting some kind of thing here where it feels like the comics, because you know in the comics, like you read their thoughts. So like it literally felt like that already. Like he's writing down the journal, and it felt like you're reading the little yellow panels in the comics, like of like their mindset of what's going on, and setting the. I felt like that was the best 20-30 minutes, first 20-30 minutes of a Batman movie, just because of how it was
100%.
set up
That first scene with the
with
the
everyone, dude.
vandalism, with everyone, and then the
Dude.
light, and then all the shadows like playing into it. And
The
you
way
just,
it was set up,
the
right?
build
Yeah.
up, oh, like you really just
And
like
you-
got into your seat. I'm like, oh, they're
Yeah.
serious about this movie. Like they're serious.
Kyle, do you know what played a part into that scene being super good?
But
The music.
no, you're missing my point. I'm not saying the music was bad. I'm just saying it was it was for me. It felt like a sensory overload of music. It felt like I'm not saying the music was bad. I'm not saying how the music was used bad. I'm saying it was like an overload for my senses, like while I was watching the movie.
Okay, I
What if
mean,
it's,
yeah,
I'm not saying
What if
like,
it's a sensory enhancer?
for real, dude. You see how you noticed it so well? I don't know. I thought it really played a part in that fucking first scene, like, and the fact that like it gives me
I'm not
goosebumps.
saying-
It
I'm
gives
not
me
saying-
goosebumps.
You're missing my
I don't know,
point.
like when you're
I'm
thinking
not
about
saying
that
the
scene,
music
right?
was being used wrong.
All right, we're past it, Kyle. Just
Okay,
move
okay,
on.
okay.
Okay, just move on. We
you-
know you
you-
think
you
it,
shot me
we
first.
we know you think it sucks. It's fine. We'll just move on from there.
See, this is why. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
My
I'm
opinions
just
from
kidding.
now is-
I'm just kidding,
Go
dude.
ahead.
I'm
Go
kidding.
ahead, go ahead.
I don't know. No, like the first 20-30 minutes, like the way that it was set up and it was being built, and the way that he was saying or the way that they were showing, like these guys are fucking scared. Like he's not even in the shadows, but just the
Yeah.
tiniest chance of him even like showing up is why they're looking like, holy fuck, he might be actually here. Like he's already even mentioning it, like I can't be everywhere, but the very idea of me is scaring these guys into not doing what they have, not doing
Yeah.
crime or whatever. And I was like, oh my god, this is so fucking set up so well. And it actually played a part into his actual arc in the movie, which we can talk about later when we get to the end. And yeah, like just from there, like, and then when you finally hear his footsteps, like, because they're setting it up like, okay, he's not here. Like they're looking into the dark, he's not here, but they're scared. And then the guys that weren't scared, that are like fucking around, that's when you hear the fucking footsteps of the Batman. I'm like, let's fucking go, dude.
Yeah.
Like I was so into that.
And-
the usage. Go ahead, Aaron.
And I think it was like if you compared it to, it's a lot. It's right now being compared to the Dark Knight. The Dark Knight Rises, I think, kind of did that, where the symbol is shown right, and like remember that guy was like the drug guy in the Dark Knight Rises, like, yo, not tonight, guys. But this
Yeah.
one, like that tension is like fucking there. Like seeing like those like criminals just look at the shadow and I'm like, fuck, is he there or not? That's something scary compared to what the Dark Knight Rises was trying to do, I guess. So seeing that was like very like nice to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really used the bat signal as a good like
symbolism for like
symbolism
Yeah.
for like the on top of Batman's just general character. They're like, hey, let's go use the bat signal and just like add more to it.
Yeah,
Which
it's a
they did
warning.
Really good. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The lines that correspond to that, like they, it's not just a signal; it's a fucking warning. And the fact that he's like, they think I'm hiding in the shadows, but I am the shadows, and it kind of ties into the part where they're literally just scared of the shadows already because they might, there's the small chance that he's even just there, they're scared of. So I thought that was fucking great, and then right into it, we get into the whole detective story and the first murder, and like right from there, we see the dynamic with him and the cops, and like they're trusting him, they're not trusting him yet. They're like, why the fuck is he even here? Like, what the hell? Why did you just drag him in here? That's so crazy.
Yeah, that last time I was like, hey, is he really coming in? He's like, really?
Yeah.
He's like, he's like, this asshole's gonna come in to the murder sign, and it's like, just let him in. And then just like,
Exactly. Like, I thought that was
Like-
super interesting, dude. Like, I thought it was really cool because we've never really like, yeah, he's worked with the cops and like especially the Dark Knight where, he just shows up in the middle of the fucking crime scene. But in this one, Gordon is actually letting him in and he's asking him for help. And they're really working together as a unit, which I thought was fucking good. Like, it was so
Yeah.
cool. Like, I thought their dynamic here, Robert Pattinson and Jeffrey Wright, they really did something to where they actually felt like they were in this together. Like James, like the Dark Knight stuff, like you could tell they worked together, but they didn't exactly feel like like they were like
chemistry wise, they weren't like trusting each other. This one, like they full on
like
trusted each
they
other.
full on they're literally got each other's back. Like that's who they
Yeah.
trust because how dirty the fucking city is, which really plays a part in like how alive Gotham feels in this thing, where like
yeah.
you don't know who's really like corrupt, or you don't know who's like. Cause like it plays in the part. Like fucking Falcone's literally the rat. Like holy fuck. Like and then he's like the guy that's literally everyone works for. Like who? Like they're like it doesn't matter who the fucking mayor is. Falcone's the guy in charge. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like that was fucking sick, dude. That was really.
But
good.
yeah, to go off of Jeffrey Wright, right? He's the guy who played Gordon, right? Jeffrey
yeah.
Wright.
Mhm.
Okay. Sorry, just don't want to butcher anyone. But I'm gonna give a shout out to Crane because Crane gave like a good idea of this character. So Jeffrey Wright, he said, Sean said like, oh, he plays like the best like supporting character and things. He's like, yeah, I remember when he was in 007. I was like, oh yeah, he was like a good like.
It's Felix Leiter. Yep.
Yeah, he was a good supporting character to James Bond, and same goes for this, where he's a good supporting character for Batman.
He's the Watcher
that-
in What If, right?
Yeah,
Isn't he
and that scene where like the interrogation scene, like let me have
Oh,
the
they're
room with him. Let me have the room with him.
He's like, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna punch me.
Dude, that scene
Yeah.
was sick.
The scene was so good. Yeah. And like just the like how everyone just wants to get at Batman too. Like, like really now you're assaulting a cop. I was about,
and then he's like, you're about to charge me for 3 assaults.
dude.
I was like,
Exactly.
Dude, this fucking
And they-
Batman's boss, dude. Like,
and they were so fucking ready, right? Like, fuck this, dude. Like, just the whole tension with everyone. But then, like, yeah, it really does play a part in like his whole arc. Like, because at the end, it's like, like right when that guy goes, I mean, like he was already shaking and tethering just due to the fact that Riddler thought they were on the same page, kind of thing, and they were like. I thought you were doing this because we were working together, kind of thing. Like, I thought, we were on the same page. What the fuck, dude? Like, that's why I've been writing to you, because I thought we were whatever, like on the same level. And it kind of just like hit hard right when that guy was like, who the hell are you? Like, and he's like, I'm vengeance. And he's like, fuck. Like he literally says it like, I've had an impact on Gotham, just not the way that I intended. Like he was going about it like the wrong way. Like, yeah, the first part was cool where he's like, the fucking criminals are scared of him, and like just the very idea of the shadows scare people or criminals or whatever. But it wasn't the right approach, because now like the cops weren't trusting him. He wasn't like, he was viewed as a vigilante, and he inspired these people to like literally go do fucked up things because they think they have the same agenda as this guy, And it's like when he realizes that, and he's like, you know what, I've been going about this the wrong way, and I feel like I need to be a beacon of hope. And then the music transitions into like a more hopeful theme. I was like, holy fuck, this is really so good, dude. Like, I thought it was brilliant. Like, that's why when people were like, the third act was kind of falling apart, I was like, what the fuck are you watching, dude? I thought it was great.
And like I guess going off of what you're saying of like how the relationships between everyone, like it shows like how strong each relationship with every character had a very important part, and like it meant something.
Yeah.
So like, you know, him and Catwoman, like there's something there that like is very interesting to see. Like him and Jim Gordon, like that 100% trust between, you know, a cop and Batman. That's something cool. Like the Riddler and the Batman, like how they're opposing things, but they're also attracted to one goal. That's something interesting to see. So
You guys,
I loved how every relationship like played a very key part and made this movie such a good movie overall.
I just want to mention, I feel like we were forgetting, but Alfred, Andy Serkis.
Yeah, dude.
Oh no, he's forgettable. No, just kidding.
What? Dude, he was like the most impactful. Damn.
I'm just kidding. He was like 2 or 3 minutes. 2 or 3 minutes, right? Like he's not shown a lot. So
No, yeah,
He's not
but
shown
like
a lot at all.
like he does
the impact he had.
Yeah.
Like I said, with the turning point throughout the movie, where like, it was kind of like a predisposition thought of like, hey, like Alfred, it's like Alfred, Batman, Batman, Alfred kind of thing. They didn't hammer it to you or like, hey, like this is Alfred. It just kind of like, and then when the whole scene happened where like Alfred got injured and blah blah blah, and then like Batman really had to like think of himself, and like the dialogue for that too was great because he was like, I thought I got over the fear.
Yeah.
Dude, that was like that. Oh my god, like that hit me so hard. It was so good. Like he's like, I thought I got overcome with fear, but it came back because I thought I was gonna lose someone important to me.
Again,
And,
yeah.
like,
And
again, and then that just like broke me and was like, wow, like I like Andy Serkis did a great job in portrayal, but that scene just
Dude,
kind of like
Pattinson
hammered-
too in that fucking scene. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
100%. Like that was, I felt like that was my like overall like favorite scene in terms of like just seeing where Batman is mentally.
Yeah.
Detective and just kind of stuff. So
It's also, yeah, like I said, that literally all that plays into his role. Like, it's this emo dude. Like, Bruce is literally an emo guy who's so untethered to society and reality that all he does is Batman. Like, he's literally just a Batman. He doesn't care. Like, he doesn't care if he dies. He doesn't care about anything, really. Like, he just wants to do what he thinks is right or what he thinks the city needs. So... And even like that plays a part into where he's so fucked up that he thinks that he's got it handled to where he's like, you know, like I already gotten over that fear. I've mastered this already. But it's like, nope, you didn't master it. You literally almost lost Alfred. You got fucked up. You think, you know, right when he realizes that, he's like, yeah, like I'm fucked up. Like, you know, like, and he knows. And that's literally the turning point for where it starts gradually getting to him, and then from then on he realizes the Riddler thing where he thinks he's on the same level kind of thing, and then the Vengeance dude, and then just everything just trickling down into that whole arc. I was like, oh my god, this is really layered, dude.
It was just kind of crazy. I just want to highlight, it was just kind of crazy to like when you first see Alfred, right? It's like, okay, and then like they had this argument, and then Batman goes like, "You're not my dad," like right away. Like you instantly knew the dynamic, and it's like, oh shit, like Batman's like fucking. Like he's like into it. Like it's like it was just crazy seeing that kind of like something that small.
Yeah,
definitely change your perspective on like how you see Batman and how you want to follow his mindset throughout the movie. So
I do want to give credit to like Alfred for always standing by with the Waynes. So like how like the whole time Riddler was always like, oh man, everyone's corrupt. The mayor's corrupt. The cops are corrupt. The Waynes are corrupt. He was the only guy to like stand by the Waynes. So like he was literally Batman's beacon of hope, or Bruce Wayne's beacon of hope. So that was something good to see.
And I like that too. Like the Waynes being like not the fucking
not
the role models,
castle,
the perfect people, because you know they were always kind of portrayed as such. Like they never really dove deep into what if like they were like kind of fucked up, like they had like some, skeletons in their closet, and the way that they tied in the whole Arkham thing with the mom. I
Yeah.
mean, they've done it before, like in a couple iterations, but to see it in live action and to see them do it here, where they're like, yeah, the Waynes and the Arkhams are like the biggest families, and they got married, and all that shit. I was like, yo, this is
crazy.
really
Yeah, the fact that
Yeah.
when Riddler pieced that like that little monologue like where he posted on social media, he's like, "Oh, you guys thought the Waynes were this? Well, let me tell you a story." And it just went
Yeah.
through the whole history and just tied everything through all the riddles, and then you're just like, "Holy shit!" You're like, "What is
Dude.
Batman gonna do? Or what is Bruce Wayne gonna do about this?"
Yeah.
So
this is literally that's what I meant by world building. They really like it really feels like Gotham here, and they have a lore behind it. It feels lived in. Like that's my problem with Cowboy Bebop when I watched the Netflix stuff. It didn't feel lived in. This feels super fucking lived in. Like there's history here, and like it was really cool to see.
So I'll give Matt Reeves that too, where like I never like really saw how powerful the Wayne's name is until that monologue was given.
Yeah.
Like I like obviously like we knew like, oh, the Waynes are strong people, but to me that felt like how like, oh, Harry Potter is the boy who lived. Like it's like, oh, it's just something, right? But this
Yeah.
one's like, oh shit, he literally created this city. Like
Yeah.
like his family literally created this whole city. So that
and
Yeah.
even like the dynamic with like Falcone, where like Falcone was like, I had like, when Bruce asked me to do this, and it's like you had a big name in his pocket. Like he emphasized it too, where
Yeah.
it's like I have Wayne in my pocket now, and then like the
Yeah.
whole dynamic within Gotham, you just like see it internally crumble with just like small dialogue like it, and it's just like, oh, like what's gonna happen? Like how's this gonna turn out?
That's
Oh.
fucking
For real. And the way that it was fucking with him too, like when he's like, "Hey, when I got shot, your dad literally fixed me up because we're fucking best pals, man." Like he's like,
Yeah.
"Dude, he did that because he took the oath or whatever, the Hippocratic
the
oath."
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, he just did that because of that, man. Fuck off. Like, I thought it was cool, dude. Like, they really did. There's a lot of layers that they play. Like, it's really intricate, the story, to be quite honest
Yeah.
with you. Like, there's a lot of things that I didn't really think they'd dive deep with the whole Falcone, whatever, however you say it, story thing. Like, the way that they played that. Because, like from the get-go, remember I was making theories. I was like, yeah, I think the Court of Owls is gonna fucking play into this shit.
Court of Owls.
Yeah,
man.
no, but remember my last
Every single
episode,
one.
my last episode, the last episode we did, I was like, I'm taking that back because I already kind of like had a feeling. I was like, I feel like this would just be like, like that's too much to do, at this time. Like it's too early. Like, yeah, Edward did say it's too early, and yeah, like. I don't know, man. I what else can I say? Honestly, can you go
We
just
can
talk about the gadgets?
Yeah, there
Talk
we
about
go.
the gadgets.
There we go. There we go.
Talk about the gadgets, dude.
So yeah, what I liked about I did say it in the very beginning, like his suit was the most practical suit, and
Yeah,
Jan did bring up the eyes, and like his eyes were like always moving like a snake in a sense, where like once it's drawn to that thing, he'll be drawn to that thing. So he has like those fucking cool ass contacts that like record shit. So that thing
Dude.
was like a very smart idea. I was like, yo, how do like people record things? Or at least for Batman, right? Like how would he do like a
Right.
eye cam or something? But it's literally in his eye. So I was like, dude, that's freaking smart.
Yep.
And also his bat wing or like his bat symbol is the actual batarang. So I thought that was like pretty handy to see.
Yeah.
So like those two key ones were like the ones I liked.
Yo,
Yeah.
what about the squirrel suit? The flying
Nah,
squirrel suit.
No, that's year 2 Batman. I wanted just the cape, like him flying. So that was
The
like,
wingsuit?
year two
I
Bat-
thought that was
Yeah.
dude, no, but like how they brought that up, because like the whole like yeah, sorry if you guys can hear like back of me. My neighbors are hella loud. It's so irritating. Anyways,
That's whatever.
I
That's fine.
thought the little what do you call it? The glider, like when he
The wingsuit?
he enabled the wings, because like you saw there was like this brief moment where like he got up to this thing, right? And then he had like this like sense of fear of like, I was like, what am I gonna do? Like this is so high. But like he just activated his stuff, and like there was a moment like you just see it in Robert Pattinson, like how he reacted, and it was just like you had to do it, and then he just fucking did it, and it was like so fucking cool. It was like so cool. So
Yeah.
I think
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I think like because they're trying to do the whole realistic thing. like
Yeah.
keep it super grounded, so they had to do it that way. Personally, I like it when it's just the wings and he's like that, but
Yeah.
I definitely understand. It did look cool for this one though, like I'm not gonna lie, it looked pretty cool and I liked the way that they did it. But yeah, I don't know, it's whatever, to be
It's
honest.
year 2, so he like I was telling like Raj and Kramer, I was like, yeah, I didn't like that bat wing shit. That looked too like
Mhm.
like he just got it and like he had to zip it up and do it kind of thing. So I was like,
Oh.
it's okay. We'll
Yeah.
give him. For
But
me, I was
no,
like,
but
we'll give
did
him
you
we'll
not
give him a
notice-
chance to like progress to make it.
You
Like,
didn't
'cause
notice
I don't
that
know.
one part before he did
No,
that?
I just saw him jump. Sorry, it was
Oh.
too
No,
hard.
dude, he
There
no,
was-
I see. He kind of hesitated. I was like, holy
Yeah,
fuck!
he
Wait,
hesitated. That
Yeah.
one was like,
It was
if you saw
too
the
dark for
hesitation,
me.
the impact of like him to bust out his equipment like that, just like
Yep.
added to it.
yeah, he even like once he pulled it, he was taking a breath. He's like,
Yeah.
fuck, like it was really cool. I like that scene a lot. Well, he had to do it. Like, what the fuck was he gonna do? Really, he was. But I don't know if it's his fault. Gordon literally said, "Hey, go to the roof." So I was like, what? So I was like, okay. So what the fuck was he gonna do? He's like, hey, get the skis, get out of here, go to the roof, man. I was like, like okay.
He was gonna use his batarang to climb down. Gonna use that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
He's
I
like,
guess.
I can't
I don't
grapple
know.
anywhere. Like, where am I supposed to shoot my grapple if I'm on the top? Is like,
Like Hawkeye. Like
Yeah. Well, fuck off,
than a
dude.
Hawkeye.
all right.
I
Speaking
don't
of
know.
stuff, what about the Batmobile? Let's
Yeah,
get into
the
the Batmobile.
Batmobile.
The Batmobile, like, dude, as soon as you hear that thing, like, vroom, and it's like, as you just hear the whirring, like, and it's like starting up, dude. The whole theater was shaking, and I was like, holy fuck, this is about to like
Yeah.
set up, and then he like kind of like intimidates him a little, like, vroom, like, and then he like when he kind of just moves like for dude, your music, the fucking neighbors are loud as shit, dude.
Dude, is it? I should call the cops and put in a noise complaint. Like, they're just fucking boosting their bass from their
No,
cars.
I know, holy
Sorry,
shit, that's
I
loud.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Yeah, no,
I
you're
can
fine.
turn down my
That's
gain,
it's
but
Just tell them
No,
to
it's
play
fine.
the Batman theme song.
just fucking like I'm doing a fucking podcast. Can you watch real quick? Like if you want to black, I think they stopped unless they're changing songs right now.
no, I turned down my gain, so I'll just kind of eat into it.
Okay.
Is my voice now? Is it good?
No, it's fine.
It's
yeah.
decent.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's decent. It's okay. It's fine. Anyways, Batmobile, dude.
Dude,
When he
that-
intimidates Penguin a little bit, he's like he kind of like revs up and like just comes forward a little bit just to give him a head start. I was like, okay, this is gonna be insane, dude.
Dude,
Yeah.
and like because you know how we saw that shot like towards the ending of the chase, but my thing
Okay.
was like that whole chase sequence was so fucking cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like through
The way that it
island,
was
just kinda
shot.
just the way how it was shot, and just like how I was like, okay, like it's like like it's like so unrealistic, blah blah blah. But just kind of like you just watch the whole thing, and you're just like, wow, this is like so cool. Even though you know what was gonna happen in the end, it was just definitely it was so cool. So
I like the idea that he used the muscle car. That's a
Mm-hmm.
crazy thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's like a Dom Toretto car times 200 or something.
Times
dude.
200, baby.
I was like, holy shit! Like that meant business. Like when he got in that car.
I know, dude. Like I think just the whole way, the way it was shot, and Matt Reeves does this thing a lot. Like he did it in War of the Planet of the Apes, where he kind of like he mounted the camera on the fucking like it's almost like a first person thing. Like he mounted the camera on top of the tank in War of the Planet of the Apes. I don't know if you remember
yeah,
the scene
yeah,
where it's just kind of like gliding and then like
follows it.
shit was happening. He did it multiple times during the Batmobile, where it was just like we mounted on the Batmobile itself, and it was just following it and seeing the whole destruction and like Penguin trying to get away, and like I don't know, man. It was really fucking cool, and I think. Like I said, I prefer the Batmobile when it's just a fucking really powerful ass car. Dude, and this was fucking like really really cool. Like the way that they did it. Like like if Batman existed today, like it'll probably be this kind of car. Like I don't know how it'll look, but like I don't know. Hey Kyle, can you just turn up your gain a little bit? It's fine if we hear the music. Yeah, it's whatever.
Sure. I mean,
Yeah.
talking, but if I have to talk,
No, I know. I think you're too low though. So
okay. God damn. Dude.
what are they playing? I want to hear what they're playing.
I don't know. No,
Is this
like, I
the
got
first time
home-
this happened or what?
This loud? No, okay, so I mean, okay, so, little side thing, but like they normally play like music and it's like really loud and annoying, and I was like, all right, whatever. But like I got home and they were like already fucking like I was like, why is it so fucking loud? And I was like, man, this is gonna fuck. I hope this doesn't eat into the podcast. And then here I am. I was like, fuck. So
Dude.
my pull in a little noise complaint after. So we'll see. Anonymous noise complaint. So
Not so anonymous now, because you know why? Those guys watch the Spit Talk podcast, baby. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
yeah. What else,
I do want to talk about like the villains in it. We kind of touched up on Falcone and the Riddler. Did you guys have like a favorite one amongst the
Like a
two? 'Cause
I don't
or
know.
like
I really
you want to
thought-
just talk about both of them?
Yeah, like I said, I think like the standout to me was just Falcone in general. Like I didn't like he was the one we saw least in the trailers. He's the one that stood out to me the most, like as a character, because he really felt like a dude that was just on top of things. Like he literally felt like a mob boss. You know what I mean? Like obviously, like he got bested, but like I don't know. I just really thought he was good. Like John Turturro did something where he kind of felt like Al Pacino in some ways. But
I'm up for the persona. I mean, it just added to it.
It
Like,
did, dude.
It added to the experience of what Gotham is supposed to be, run by fucking run by these mob bosses.
corrupt
Yeah.
ass people. Yeah. And we could go into the Riddler. Like, what about you, Aaron? Did you have like a favorite?
Your
two.
points are true about like Falcone. I did love him. But like I gotta give props to what the Riddler was able to do. Like you said, the first 30 minutes were crazy, and like his first shot was like, oh shit, like
Dude,
don't f with this
right?
guy.
The one where he just shows up, like it's like blinking, and then he moves.
Yeah.
And then it blinks right and
Yeah.
it shows him.
Yeah.
I saw that coming, but I was like, yeah, this is fucking cool. This is gonna be sick.
Like the first 30 minutes or the first 10 minutes, I mean, felt like a horror movie at first. I was like, oh shit, something's about to go down. So like seeing him and like I like how he told the Batman like, oh, I needed you, I needed the muscle. Like he was practically the brains of his plan in a sense, and Batman was the muscle. So I liked how he was like this. He portrayed himself like confident, but he didn't have he lacked the tools he needed. So that's why when you see him like kill or like hurt people, he was doing it out of like just like, oh, I need to just get it in one shot and like hurt people just so I can like use him for bait later on. So I liked how that's how he maneuvered around all those different things he needed to do.
His standout to me, because he has a whole monologue like when he's talking to Batman.
It's the Ave Maria.
Yeah, that part. No, but like the standout to me with him is the actual scene where Coulson and him and Batman were like in the funeral, and they're kind of like that whole tension with him, and Riddler's just fucking with him. He's like, riddle number 2, man. You got to figure this shit out. And like, I was like, holy fuck, this guy's insane. This guy's super like crazy.
Did you guys notice? Just from that scene, I'm like, because you know how like it exploded, and like Batman was right in front of it, and you see him, you see the blast, you see the explosion, but then like camera goes back to Batman, and he's like unscathed.
Yeah, I mean he has pretty powerful gauntlets, man. He literally just went like this. So I don't know. It's whatever.
No, but like the bottom of his face is like it's like bare, and it's like okay, like fucking covered, but like I was like so.
Yeah, well, that whole thing leads into the whole the whole thing with the cops, and
so what we're saying, like it like I said in the very beginning too, like all those things we see in the trailer were just like stepping stones to what comes next. Because after the clip you showed us was that funeral scene, but the one you just talked about now was like such a very high intense moment. And after that high intense moment was the other high intense moment with the interrogation scene. So I was like, yo, what the hell? Like it was just a fun ride the whole time you're watching it.
Yeah, I gotta give props, dude. Everyone, seriously, like they were on their A game. Like I couldn't even tell like they were just playing their characters. Like I couldn't tell who was playing what, or like Robert Pattinson didn't feel like Robert Pattinson. He felt like this version of the Batman, and I was really digging that. Like
It's crazy too because he went
yeah.
through different phases of Batman. Like you just see him go through different phases of him.
Yeah, he kind of does. And you know, he like I really like that whole scene where he's like maybe, you know, like he thinks like he's like, you know, when he sees like I know the real you, like he thinks he's talking about him kind of thing, so he's kind of like panicking already, like he's already like in a moment of panic where he's like fuck, he knows who I am, and he's like telling Gordon like, hey, you're a good cop, man, but this is the end of Batman already. He's gonna reveal who I am. And that whole scene where he's kind of like fucking with him, he's like, Bruce Wayne, Bruce Wayne. And he's like, this. And then he's like literally panicking. Dude, the guy's like, eyes were getting all fucked up, like the Batman. And then right when he goes, he's the only one we didn't get. The music stops. And he's like,
he got so mad.
He's like, he looks at him like, wait. Like, what the fuck? I was like, holy shit. That was really well done. That was really well done, dude.
So that's what I loved about the movie in general. Like, you do see that like he's a new guy. Like this is something new to Gotham in general. So like he doesn't know how to act yet. Like you said, like he still has that fear. Again, like you said, he still panics. So I liked how we get to see him, and hopefully if we do get more movies, we get to see him grow and become what he can be, because he has so much potential. Like in this movie, like there's like hella potential where like, dude, imagine his gadgets are like a little bit more beast. Like, you know, again, going back to the Batman.
No,
like,
yeah, I know.
If it was like more beast than that, I was like, shit, there's gonna be some intense shit like in the future if it goes that way.
So
yeah,
I was talking to my friend Draw because we watched it, and like we were like talking about like, oh, like blah blah blah, this and that. But like he said something where it's like kind of like this Batman is like the early version of what why am I blanking out? What's his name? Why am I blanking out?
Of who?
The other Batman.
Batfleck.
Yeah,
Batfleck?
Ben Affleck. Why did his name escape me? Anyways,
Ben Affleck.
So like, it's basically a younger version of Ben Affleck's Batman.
In a way,
kind
yeah.
of like help. Yeah, in a sense, it kind of adds like, it's like you can kind of see it where like, oh, this is where you can kind of lead up to. So I just thought cool thing.
I don't. That's the thing too. It's like you know, people are saying like I think I forgot who it might have been Roger, where he's like, so is he your Batman now? Like, come on, tell me, dude, is he gonna be your Batman now? I was like, dude,
pushing you, huh?
It's too early to tell, but he's about to get there. I feel like this is only one movie, so it's kind of like the thing is, he hasn't been the Batman. He's not the Batman that we know from the comics or the you know, even like the animated series just yet. But he's there, and what we have so far, yeah, he can be. And this is just the first movie. Like, as more movies go on, and as more things happen to him, and as he grows, I feel like he can be the definitive Batman for what we have so far. You know, I still contend the best looking one was Ben Affleck. You know, even though his movies kind of were ass, or you know, I liked it, but didn't click with people.
I have to ask. Like,
yeah.
So what's your stance now on like who's your favorite Batman and what's your favorite Batman movie?
That's the thing. Like I said, like in terms of who my favorite Batman is right now, it's up in the air. It's really up in the air because
Really?
it's like it's gonna take maybe a couple more movies for Robert Pattinson to get there, but he's in the conversation already.
Yeah.
Like, just the fact that he's there. Yeah.
I think the best way to describe it, if I had to put it in like NBA terms or just sports terms in general, he's like a rookie that you want to watch get better.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best way I can describe it. Like I do want to see more of him, and there's like again, there's so much potential. So I would love to see him like, you know, get better. Because again, we're getting a rookie, literally a rookie Batman, but like he has so much potential and talent already from this first movie that you see throughout the movie.
Yeah,
that would play so well in the end, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Like even the movie itself, I feel like it's like I said, like, you know, my initial sentence that you asked me to do, it's probably not the best, you know, most like like
Cinematic.
consistently the best like Batman or the best movie in the Batman franchise. It probably isn't that, but it's the
It's
best.
in a league of its own.
Yeah,
really.
it's the best Batman movie out of all of that, though. It's the most Batman movie so far. And you know how I was saying, like, back then, Batman Begins felt more like Batman than The Dark Knight, even though The Dark Knight felt, or is obviously miles better. This is literally the same thing, where I feel like this feels more like a Batman movie, and it feels more Batman in a way. I keep saying Batman. It feels more, it feels more in line with what I want out of a Batman movie. If I make sense, whatever.
Yeah, totally
Yeah.
agree.
Batman
But can we
movies.
agree that that little boy is going to be
It's not
Robin?
the Robin. Shut the fuck up, dude. Shut the fuck up, man. It's
That
too
little
early
boy's
for
gonna be
that
Robin.
shit.
I guess thoughts on the Riddler and his cellmate talking.
It's just, yeah, no, okay. So when I said earlier, like I felt fatigued about something, that was one of the things I felt fatigued about. I was like, the Joker's gonna be here again. So I kind of
Is it definitive?
yeah, he mentioned it.
Yeah.
There's Matt Reeves is actually he did an interview
I didn't
where
really-
he kind of hints that Batman already like actually I think there's a supposed deleted scene with this guy where
Yeah.
you know right like have you heard about that, Aaron?
I
Like-
heard
like,
about it. Yeah, they
Yeah,
just cut
like-
it out.
Yeah, they cut it out. It's supposed to be in the middle of the
I've heard
movie.
different theories about it, which is kind of weird because some are saying it's Two-Face too. The thing is, it's like one, it's not Joker's laugh.
Yeah, I mean,
Can't
you know,
see-
it's a
not-
totally
it's-
different
it's not
take.
I understand that, but
Yeah.
like, for it to be if you want it to be a
You want the
mysterious
cackle?
character,
Okay.
yeah, if you want it to be a mysterious character but also identifiable, like the laugh is something that you would like pay like super close attention to.
I mean, he literally said
also-
clown. So I
Okay,
don't
no,
know.
but
Yeah.
also there was also another theory where it's because it's Two-Face. It's because there was this dialogue saying how they're like, oh, I think it was Jim Gordon or something where like I was like, oh, you Batman, you weren't like the same Batman you were previously with the previous mayor. And when you kind of like think of it like Two-Face or Harvey Dent, like you know, like before, like he was a candidate for mayor and kind of how like he reacted towards like
No,
his whole thing with
he
No,
was.
there-
I know. No, that well, I
You know
know,
what I
in the along the movie, the DA does die. So I
Yeah.
know
DA
like,
does
the-
die. Yeah.
So maybe we are gonna get a Harvey Dent, maybe.
Yeah,
But
I
I
don't
don't
think-
think. I don't think.
I don't
he
think
was
it's
the one in the
Two-Face
cell.
yet. No, yeah, I don't.
we'll get
he's
a
not the
Harvey
one in the
Dent,
cell.
but not a Two-Face. So and
No,
I
yeah,
don't think he's
definitely.
the one in the cell.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna
'cause-
go with the Joker still, like being in the cell because, yeah, sure, he didn't have the laugh, I guess in some sense. I thought he did, but
Mhm.
I felt like his presence, like it felt very Joker-like, where he's all like happy, lucky, go, like that kind of felt like a Joker thing to do, you know,
Yeah.
like brighten up the mood.
No, I'm telling you right now, it was confirmed though by Matt Reeves himself that this isn't necessarily the Joker yet. Like a lot of these characters are kind of at their turning point where they're becoming their characters the way that we know them. And the Joker or whoever this guy is in that like turning point in his career or in his life. And he kind of even hinted like there's a deleted scene where Batman actually meets with this guy because he already caught him beforehand. He wasn't necessarily the Joker yet, and he's kind of like trying to get a sense because, you know, he's trying to, you know, figure out what the hell's the Riddler all about. So he actually comes in and interrogates this dude. And yeah, he basically confirms like, yeah, this is the Joker. This is our version of the Joker, but they never actually show him. I feel like they're still working on he kind of looks fucked up, right? Like on this side of his face. So it does look like Two-Face a little bit. But knowing Matt Reeves right now and how passionate he is about this stuff, I feel like he wouldn't do Harvey Dent just yet or as Two-Face because it's still pretty early on in Batman's career. And that whole Two-Face situation really plays a big part in Bruce Wayne's story as well. You know, it's not just Two-Face showing up out of the blue kind of thing. Like Harvey Dent being the district attorney is something that I feel like they will explore. So, yeah, I don't know.
just give me a Robin already.
I don't know.
No,
Let's
because
not.
you said like if he caught him earlier, then I'm like, hey, before he was ever the Joker, he was called the Red Hood. And if Kyle said the guy, the one with the skull, played Tim Drake,
Tim
like
Drake.
isn't that like pointing already? To like,
That-
hey,
that's
just
that's
kind of-
just
give me
it's
a
kind of
Robin.
ridiculous.
that doesn't
I'm just
mean
saying,
anything,
ridiculous.
people.
Matt
Throughout-
Reeves, if you're
throughout-
listening to
throughout
this, give
Batman's
me a
history.
Robin.
Exactly. Throughout Batman's history, there's never been like a calling for Robin. It's always like Batman, 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 and like people like are dying to just get a a version of Robin. Like realistically, like there's been hints, but it's just the portrayal is just not there on the big screen.
Let's just
and like
say
everyone
Jan's just a hater of Robin.
I'm not a hater of Robin. I think no. Here's my point is right now. It's too early, dude. He's literally 2 years into his career. I don't want to shoehorn in a Robin right away. If this was, like I said, if this was Ben Affleck's world and it's Ben Affleck, Batman in his prime, which he did have a Robin. If they had a Robin there, I wouldn't be opposed to it. But I would be opposed to it in this world because he's literally just starting out. He barely got himself together, dude. Like, can we not adopt a fucking little kid just yet to be Robin? And I don't even want it to be a little kid too. Like, can he be like maybe early
Tim Drake.
18?
it's gonna be Tim Drake.
Early
You already-
18.
It's already
Yeah,
seated.
early.
It's already seated.
It's not seated. Nothing's
I know,
seated,
I know,
bro.
I know.
Plus, why would Tim Drake be the first Robin either? Like, what the fuck is that? Like really? Like, you just, I don't know, man. I'm not opposed to Robin at all.
I feel like Jason Todd would be a good Robin. To add to the dynamic for this one, how like Jason Todd is a very like brooding guy, and if you don't want him to be like a happy-go-lucky, like Tim Drake and like Dick Grayson, like Jason Todd would fit the bill.
Yeah,
to-
but not now.
But
you know?
I get it, not now. So
Yeah.
hopefully the second one is like year 20 or something. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
No, fuck that. No, you know what's funny too? Like, I realized I'll get back to the Joker thing in a bit, so I could touch up on that. The funny thing is, you know how he's 2 years into Batman here, and it's his second year. I just realized in The Dark Knight, he's only been Batman for a year and a half, and then he fucking retires for like 8 years. So, like, have you noticed that? Like, I did not notice that at all in The Dark Knight. Like, they hinted at it being only Batman for a year and a half, and then he retires because of the whole Harvey Dent thing. But a year and a half is not really that much to kind of like, I don't know. Like, I just felt like it was kind of short. Like, the fact that like he's made. I mean, I guess he's a symbol of whatever. But I just thought it was kind of funny. Like, a year and a half only, and then he retires for 8 years, and he's still like in people's minds or whatever. Like, in today's world, it's kind of like a year and a half, and you're gone out of my dude. Like, I don't even think about you anymore.
It's a blip.
Yeah, it's a yeah, exactly. So, Batman's second year. I don't know, man. What else can I even say about this movie right now? Like,
All right, so
I feel like
since
we haven't touched up on
We've been giving it a lot
but-
of praise. What didn't you guys like about the movie? I'm just like curious. Like, there has to be something. Like something that, as much as you guys bashed my opinion on it, whatever. But like, I'm like genuinely curious.
Yeah.
Kinda like,
No,
is,
well,
is there
like-
something that
like-
like didn't process in your head properly, or like,
like I said, the whole thing where I'm kind of burnt out on the whole Joker thing. Like, I hope they don't do the Joker just yet, not even in a sequel, not even part 2. Like, I hope he's just there in the world, like, and they're building him up to be something in the trilogy or in the franchise of this one Batverse or whatever. But not now. Like, I feel like we just had the Joker like twice or 3 times, like concurrent, like right after the other, and I don't really care about another version at this time. Like, I just want like other characters to be explored. The fact that we got the Riddler again after like how many years was something already, and the Penguin. See, those are pretty new. Like, if they do Mr. Freeze, like he's kind of hinting at doing a realistic version of Mr. Freeze. I think that would be kind of cool. Like if he did something like that. No, fuck you.
what's wrong with Arnold?
No,
just a nod.
It's done. It's done, man. I don't know. Like, well, maybe like, well, I'm kind of high on it right now, but like maybe
are,
over
you
time, over time, I feel like the length will be an
Yeah.
issue for me. So
You
that's
do
probably
feel it.
something. Yeah, you do feel the length, like and probably there are some things you could have cut out.
I think for me, and you kind of pointed it out too. The chase scene was pretty cool, but I don't know, man. He was pretty lucky for that ramp to be there just when the hydraulics, or like when he pushed the hydraulic, or not the hydraulics, the turbo in,
Yeah.
So I was
Yeah.
like, that was too good to be true, but sure, but
Oh,
that's just
and
me being nitpicking.
Yeah, like at this point, it's kind of like for me, like I'm not even lying where I can't find anything negative right now. I feel like if I have to find something negative, I'm just nitpicking at this point.
Yeah.
Because like I like it that much. I like the whole vibe. I like how everything tied in together. And like I said, it's like a Batman fan's wet dream right now because it actually feels like it's the most Batman movie that we've ever gotten. And I don't know how else I could put that. Like what else can I fucking say? So I don't know.
If
Oh,
we are
Aaron,
doing
did you-
final thoughts, let me just say this: like Matt Reeves, again, I told it in the beginning, like my other favorite movie of him is, like Planet of the Apes, and like seeing that and watching this, like it's a movie. Planet of the Apes is a movie I don't watch all the time. It's not like I'll watch it I'll watch it like this month. I'll watch it this month. But I know when I do watch it, like once in a blue moon, I know it's a good movie. So that's where I stand with this Batman. Like I won't watch it as much as Dark Knight, but when I do watch this movie, I know I'm watching a good movie. That's where I stand with this one.
Well, I'll probably watch it as much as The Dark Knight, but that's just me.
You gotta beat Aaron's record for Homecoming. Or
For Homecoming?
not
Well,
Homecoming.
No Way Home. I feel like we might. We're already tomorrow's our third one. We're already planning our fourth one for next week too. So I feel like I'll get there. Just give me some time. I'm still pretty
Just calm down there, man. You can wait like another
Hey,
2 weeks.
He's
You
on his
watched
back-
No Way
that's a-
Home 5 times. You said you
No,
give
but
me a
not
month.
not like a week. Like I was like
Dude.
week, 2 break, like a break, then a week. You're like,
Dude,
hey,
we're driving
his
down
month.
to we're driving down to
month.
Salt. We're driving down to Salt Lake in a couple of weeks. I was like, I'm definitely gonna try to see if I can watch it there too. So that's another. That's
you better be getting the freaking popcorn stuff that I freaking showed you.
yeah. I think I will. I'll figure it out. I want that. So yeah, guys. I mean, any final thoughts? What else can we really say right now?
Kyle was gonna
there's some-
say something.
Yeah, there's
Oh, no,
some
I was
things
just
I've
gonna-
missed
I was gonna
definitely. But
I just wanted to nitpick something that I also noticed. But
what's up?
do you remember the chain lock around Riddler's neck?
The chain lock on Riddler.
Like when he was
no.
locked up, and like his
Okay.
chains were through his hand, but he had a neck around. He had like a chain around his neck.
Okay.
It was no, but
Like
like
doing that
the-
scene.
the- no. But I'm just saying, like the neck chain around his neck, like you could literally like take it off of his head. Like it was that big. Just like-
Oh.
Dude,
And-
it was that shit was thick, dude. The fuck are you talking
It was
about?
thick.
no,
it was like
but it
this.
was wide. It was wide. No, it was wide.
I don't know. I like.
And then in my head, I was like, okay, maybe it's connected to the back. And then they had a back shot of him, and there was nothing. And I was like, like I said, I'm nitpicking.
I mean,
it was like just something I
yeah.
just noticed.
His
Watch
hands
it, no,
were
if you watch it
tied.
again. No, his hands were tied. Like the chain was hooked. His chains were hooked.
How do you even notice this in the first watch, Kyle?
I noticed a lot of things.
It just bothered him.
It bothered him, and even
It
the
just,
music. Like,
Yeah.
no,
like I
I'm just
said,
kidding.
You're gonna notice it, and then you're just gonna be like, oh. But
Okay,
I said.
how's this? I'll check tomorrow, and I'll get back with you, and I'll be like, hey,
get back to me. like,
okay, like maybe it's wide, but keep in mind he's already in prison. It's not like he's gonna fucking
I
take
know,
it
I
off,
know,
and that changes
I know.
things, and he's not in prison all of a sudden.
I know. It's just
I don't know, yeah.
something I noticed. So
I don't know. Like I said, like I feel like if I try to find something, I'm just nitpicking at that point because I
not
really
saying,
did
like,
enjoy
what I
it.
did.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not saying what I found out, like what I nitpicked, is like bad.
hmm
Nothing
No,
was
I
really bad
I
about
think
the movie. It's
definitely.
just kind of like
Yeah. I will say this. No fight scenes here beat the warehouse scene. I think the warehouse scene in Batman vs Superman was still better than any of the fight scenes here. But don't get me wrong, the fight scenes here were fucking sick though.
the elevator.
The
No,
elevator.
When he got up to
like I
the
told you,
elevator?
those were all good. Like they were really cool. Like I loved seeing it, and the shots were well made. I still think but in terms of the fight scene itself, I still think nothing beats the warehouse scene in BVS. But that's just me. I don't know. Like, but yeah, no,
Any other final
that shit was cool.
thoughts?
That shit was really cool. Yeah.
Any other final thoughts?
Catch us
Let's
on our next
see.
episode for Jan's part 2 analysis of Batman after watching it 3 times.
No, I think we've been Batmaned out. Like we'll stop mentioning the Batman for a while. We'll wrap it up for this one today. I think. Yeah, well, are we gonna grade this? What do we say what a rating was? Didn't we have like something in mind?
Was it
I'm
was
gonna
it licks?
Yeah, all right. How many licks do we give
is
this
a
shit?
lick of approval, man.
Do we give this the lick of approval or what?
We're giving this a lick of approval.
I'll
Just
give it
I,
a
gue- I
lick
think
of
in a general
approval.
sense, we'll just got would we give it a lick or not? But yeah, lick of approval.
Well,
Oh, dang, lick or not? I like that.
it's like
Lick
very
or not.
general. Very
it's
general.
our first lick. It's our first lick. You know, it's our first lick. So
Is our first
We
lick
did
a
say-
golden lick of approval or what? Or is there like a
Oh,
tier
no.
to this thing? There's no tiers. Okay,
no,
So-
I think
Like,
if we get into
lick or
tier,
not.
yeah, lick or not. So
lick or not. All right. Yeah, Joe, if you're watching, Joe Fernandez is texting. He's like, "Bro, is this live?" I was like, "Yeah, bro, we're live right now."
we're
But
just wrapping up.
I know we're just wrapping up. I think he kind of mentioned it here. He was talking about the car scene with the penguin was amazing. Like, yeah, we touched up on that too. That shit was fucking cool and I mean, really insane. And they're revving up their engines right now. I could hear it on Kyle's end. And
They're probably on the Batman high too. They're like, oh, you see the fucking, you guys see the Batmobile? It's like we have the same car, bro. Like,
fucking shit, dude. I think they can hear us right now. Look, dude, they're really fucking with you tonight, huh? Like.
I'm about to throw them some batarangs at this point.
Anyways, catch us. I mean, you can watch this back.
Aaron.
It'll be on Spotify as well. But Aaron, can you please just wrap it up? Because I don't know what the hell I'm doing when it comes to that.
So with that said, thank you for listening to another episode of the Spit Talk Podcast. Catch us on our next episode. Follow us on Instagram at the Spit Talk Podcast for any updates. Once again, we are Aaron, Jan, and Kyle. See you guys. Bye.
Shoot, dude, it sounds like we have background music now. Like, you hear
I
that shit?
fucking hate it. I hate it.